is members only tonight. Ooh, what's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your man. Yeah, I'm midnight. It's something I wanted to do. I don't think it'd be a regular occurring thing, but it's your man Rico and his opinions, and I am he. And what else? Rico and his opinions, and I'm also on Facebook, Rico the Opinionist, OPINIONIST. If you want to like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel, or please share this live tonight, because it's just a listening thing, like it always is when y'all, those of you who tune in to what I have to say. It's a listening kind of like a listening deal here. And so I hope y'all stick around to listen, because I have some really heavy information I'm going to lay on you tonight. I'm just going to read. But first, if you have not heard yet, I have this little short story that I wrote a few years ago. It's entitled, "The Greatest Pain Ever Felt. Conversation with my absent biological father who never wanted to be found." It's the story of when I accidentally found out about who my actual biological father was at the age of 22. It was an accident that I found out. I guess it was supposed to be kept a secret. And so, but I made contact with him, but he never wanted to talk to me. And so, he talked to me, but he never wanted to meet in person. So it went on all the way to age 39 years old on Christmas Day, 4:30 p.m., December 25th, 2008. I decided to look up, and I found 5 addresses. And Andy Brown, what's up? What's good, bro? I found 5 addresses, and I picked one, which happened to be his on the first pick, and and so rang the doorbell. He came through. I saw my body walk through the door, because I'd already been listening to my voice over this damn phone up until 39 years old. From 20 about. I found out about him. I didn't really talk to him in person until around about 25 or 26. I think I had gotten out of school when I actually made contact with him, yeah. And so, he would talk, but he never wanted to meet. So he said, "We'll just let fate handle that." That's what he always said. So when I went to the door, he asked me, "Hey, how did you find me?" I said, Google MapQuest. He said, "Well, I have to give you an A for effort, because I've worked aggressively over the years to prevent you from ever finding me." And if you like to read the rest of that story, it's real easy. Cash App your boy $10 at $ Rico the Opinionist. If you're on my YouTube channel, it's in the description box, all the information. Cedric Gordon, what's up? Cedric said, "I met mine in Memphis at 30. And we really have to do probably a conversation with Rico on my YouTube channel, because my man David said he met his at 23. Now, Cedric, you said you met yours at 30. So how did you know about him all the time? Dave, what's up? You in this thing? All right. So, Cedric, did you already know about it? Know about your dad, or what? How does that work? What's up, Kevin? Cedric, did you already know about him before? Because I found out about mine by accident. I wasn't supposed to know, I guess, about my actual father. So, Cedric, did you already know him? You just happened to meet him for the first time at 30, or you just found out about him and damn, got to meet him in person? These are legitimate questions. And so, okay, and so he's like, I give you an A for the effort, because I've worked aggressively to prevent you from ever finding me on, yeah, Dave, same here, Dave. Everybody knew. David says, apparently everyone knew but me. Same here. And it was like when I found out, it's like it was a relief, but I did feel stupid and felt lied to too, because there was I guess a stepdad. It was told that it was mine, and I was so happy that I wasn't related to that cat, man. But that's a whole nother conversation. But if you like to get the book, the short story, because it's only like 40, 50 pages, $10 Cash App. $ Rico the Opinionist. Hit me up, and please, should you decide to participate or purchase the short story, please send an email address with the payment so I can just email you your PDF copy right then and there. And so, Kevin, what are you saying yes to, Cedric, that you already knew about him? He said, Kevin said, you've been busy, brother. Early morning, now nights. This is something I wanted to do tonight because I want to read this, and y'all may get bored from what I'm reading because it's strictly just information. But you can always look in the payback. Whoa, hold on a second. David says, my drunk uncle told me, but since he was a drunkard, I blew it off. Let me put my glass on. It's going to use for my reading. He said, otherwise I've never met him. David, again, my aunt, my aunt, she loved her can of beer. And I'll just say that. She wasn't a drunkard or anything, but she drank. And I think she had been probably drinking that night when she was talking to me. And let me tell you something about alcohol. I've said it before, and in my own life. Alcohol releases all inhibitions, and you tell everything, or whoever, whatever you are, it just comes out. So yeah, we have that in common too. Somebody who's probably under the influence of alcohol spilled the beans. There's my aunt. May she rest in peace. Cedric said, after I was married for 7 years, my then wife tracked him down. See, your wife tracked him down. And said, you say you knew about him. So, yeah, David, it is a truth serum. And so I told my story, after then, because I told how I felt, all the stuff that went with it. Because a lot of emotions went through when I found out that day. When I was 22 years old. I was still a student at Grambling State University then. It was something. And said, you have to tell me, David, you have to tell me how they responded to you. Were these men who were absent from your life, were they receptive to you? Were they man enough to say, hey man, what's up? This is what happened, or I apologize for leaving, for walking off or leaving you. Did they do any of that? Because my absent biological father had none of that. He didn't. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. He was treating me like I was coming to the house trying to hand him a watchtower, like Jehovah's Witnesses. Shit, he didn't invite me on the porch. He stood there with his arm folded like this, with this grimace on his face, and he just spoke at me. There was nothing humane about that conversation. Very borderline, very, it was. He was very guarded, but he thought he was this highly intelligent cat. Thought he was just really telling me something. Just real condescending. I'm like, well, damn, this dude is really stupid. And so my mom probably more likely did me a favor by not, but still when I confronted her about it, at least she could have told me so I was young when I was little that unknowingly, I probably would have grown into some of his habits. Okay, and Cedric said, yes, we have a great relationship. I'm flying into Memphis to visit him on the 2nd. Well, that's cool. At least he was man about it, Cedric, and had an adult conversation, because it doesn't work like that, and I hope it's not expected to work like that all the time, but sometimes these dudes, it is what it is. And so my folks were teenagers. And I even wrote in the book, it's called, when I wrote what is called a bonus article in the short story for those who purchase it. It's entitled, within the short story, it's called, I Owe My Absent Biological Father an Apology. Meaning, I understand me being grown and participating in having girlfriends and having sex since I was young and up to now and all this, and understand the whole politics of that, and learning how babies are actually brought here. Teenage dudes don't have sex to have no baby. They have sex to get an orgasm. And it was my teenage mother who made the choice to get pregnant and have me. So I didn't, and this thing about there's some kind of automatic connection just because a girl tells a guy, I'm pregnant. Who does that? That's not something that was planned, or probably wasn't even into these chicks like this. But society thinks that because she's pregnant, all of a sudden he should automatically be, I guess, have some feelings for her. And that's not how it works. That's not the reality. And a lot of these babies, black babies, are born at 80% to single mothers. That's the case. They're getting pregnant by teenage boyfriends, or they're getting pregnant by one-night stands after the club and all this, and they expect some dude who he just met to have some kind of affection or feelings for them. Because ladies, if he doesn't care for you, what makes you think he's supposed to care for what comes out of you? David says, when I knocked on the door, I saw myself in 18 years. He said, I was wondering when you'd find me. I was getting worried because we were planning to move. All right, hold on, Dave. Really good relationship today. He was 17, my mom was 15. Yep. Cedric said, I'm one of five by 5 different women. He was a Rolling Stone. Cedric's dad was the boom doom. Boom doom, boom, boom. Doom doom. Yeah, something like that, right, Ced? But yeah. And they can't be a Rolling Stone unless the women provide the wheels. So, because as long as I still remember, as long as I remember 8th grade biology, I learned that women make all the decisions on which penis to choose and which baby they want to have. That's if they want to have it. So I don't play that. Well, it's 50-50. But then when you get to the court of law, it's 100% on him. So what kind of math is that? So if it's 50-50 and when it gets to child support, she pays $500, he pays $500. And I guarantee you, the out of wedlock birth of black children, at least, or children across America, will decrease in 24 hours. Get rid of the money, get rid of the free stuff. Out of wedlock births will decrease. Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, health departments will continuously run out of birth control. Because these chicks all of a sudden now pretend that they don't know they have 20 forms of birth control. They'll give it to that $13. Well, mommy, I don't want it. Well, get this shot, damn it, because you ain't going to make me no grandma. But right now, they just act like, it's all right, she's 15, she ain't doing nothing. She's 15, ain't doing nothing. You think she don't like that handsome 11th grade quarterback? The senior quarterback? And he want them dudes that knocking them down as they come around, you hear me? So, yeah, we should. I don't know, when people become parents, it's like they become slow mentally. They know what they did when they was teenagers, so why you think you're going to trust yours? Yeah, I said it. Teenagers don't change. You just get grown. All right. So let me get to why we're here. Again, if you want to purchase it, $10 Cash App. Please share this live. And please send me an email address with your $10 Cash App to RicotheOpinionist, OPIONIONIST. I'm sorry, OPINIONIST. Rico the Opinionist. Okay, cool. All right. What I have here is a sheet that's called the HomosexualManifesto, as I guess said to Congress in 1987. And implemented by what's called the Entropic U.S. Supreme Court in 2015. Now, this was written and presented, I guess, to the Congress by a Michael Swift of, Fordham University. And I remember hearing about him. There was a documentary. What's up, Carlos? There was a documentary talking about the gay agenda. Kevin said, go for a night or day. It's always good listening to you, Dr. Rico. Thanks, Kevin. Future scholar. And so, I remember hearing about this. There was a documentary that talks about what the gay agenda is and how it's going to be implemented. But, you see stuff and you kind of move on. I was watching Kevin Samuels, one of his YouTube podcasts, and a gentleman came on as a caller. What's up, Billy? What's going on? What's up? So, and the guy said, look, this stuff is not by accident. Y'all need to read David Swift's Gay Manifesto or Homosexual Manifesto. And I wrote the name down. I said, damn. And if you look it up, you'll find a nice PDF, beautifully written Journal of Psychology and Clinical Psychiatry article. You can print it off and read it yourself. And I remember the documentary, if you go on YouTube or go wherever you go to look up stuff, Google him, you'll probably find that documentary where he just flat out said, this is what's going to happen, and this is how we're going to implement homosexuality to your children and to the community. And he just lays it out. So I thought I'd just read it to you, and if you want to, feel free to go and pick this up. And what else? Where else does it come from? Let me see. I just read it. Journal of Clinical Psychology. Journal of Psychology and Clinical Psychiatry. 2016, 6-1. I guess that's page 6, volume 1 or something. But yeah, if you remember looking up journal articles, journals back in the day. So, it was published June 6, 2016, received November 11, 2015. Let's see. Okay. And so I'd like to read this to you. It's called the HomosexualManifesto, as presented to Congress in 1987 and implemented by the entropic U.S. Supreme Court in 2015. All right. So y'all put your listening caps on. Go ahead and start making dinner, and get the kid. Well, you can bring the kids around if you want to, but no, just go ahead and go about your way. Just have your headphones on. I'll take care of it for the next however long it takes me to finish reading this. And by the way, to let y'all know, Lil Nas X and all these folks are not by accident. The way rap music is going is not by accident. They're using all forms to get to us and pushing this agenda. And I said this years ago, because really quickly before we get into this, I watched two shows. I think one was called I think South Park, where they did an episode on NAMBLA, North American Male Boy Lover Association. And people thought that wasn't real, but it was real, and that is a funny episode. NAMBLA, North American Boy Lover Association. And go back even further, about probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago, on Law and Order SVU. They had a pedophile ring there, and the guy said this when they had him in the police room when there was an interrogation room, right? He said, "It's okay. You only have a few of us, but it's millions of us. Just like it was illegal for black men to marry white women or white women to marry black men. Interracial marriage was against the law. But they're going to make it law for men to love children, for you to have that love of a child." He said this in the episode. Shout out to Dick Wolf. And people still, I know I saw this episode, but nobody else said it. I didn't hear too many people talk about it. But it's sure, I'm like, oh shit. When I saw it, it's like, wow, man, he actually said that out loud. They wrote it in the script and told us. But we just pretend we don't hear stuff. And I knew during the Obama administration that pedophilia was not far behind to be legalized. Now we can say, oh my God, yeah. The pedophiles have a strong financial and political network, just like the LGBT. See, black people, we don't have a strong political economic network. We try to go through other people and hope that they'll sprinkle us with a few dollars to help us out. These other groups who want to push their own agendas, they have money. They have organization. How y'all think gay marriage came about? Just something that was just stupid. They pulled out their ass. But they showed you the power of organization when you want something. And they brought all the people together who were gay, who were with that. And plus they convinced people who were not gay to show humane sympathy and empathy for them. It's called propaganda. They put their pennies where the propaganda needed to be. And black people, we don't understand how that works anymore. And so, yeah, I don't knock anybody's hustle, because the United States Congress, United States Senate, the United States Constitution is for the taking for whomever is organized. You got your money together and your contacts together. We have the numbers, but we don't have the mental unity. Did y'all hear what I just said? We have over 40 million blacks, probably roughly 41 million blacks in this country. But we act like about 43 million individuals. That's why we can't push anything through. We're broken off in segments. But the gay community fought and got something that don't even make sense. Gay rights and marriages literally pulled out of their ass, but they able to put commercials, TV shows, movies, like Boys Don't Cry when that white kid, that gay kid in Wyoming was beaten to death and hung on one of those big ranch fences. Are they humanizing? Oh my God, they're attacking gays because they're gay, they're attacking people. It's totally surpassed having black skin and African features. Somebody that you only have to tell anybody what you do, and you get sympathy for it. But I can't hide this. Me and Don Cheadle and Whoopi Goldberg, we can't hide this. So, but I digress. But anyway, they told you. So I'm going to read it to you. Lil Nas X and all these people are not by accident. They're going after the children now because pedophilia, it's what's going to be law in less than 5 years. Come on, people. They got planning already. They've been planning for years, over 30 years for this stuff. Pedophilia is going to be legal in this country in less than 5 years. You heard it here. Meaning your 9-year-old can have sex with a 22-year-old. Your 4-year-old little boy can decide, Mommy, I love him. He's 5. And the man is 21, 30. Did y'all understand? Do you understand this? So while we're around here thinking stuff is funny, when they're letting transgender dudes come to elementary schools to have reading time with your elementary to 4th grade kids. See, in order for, let me give you, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu says, if you want a broken man, you want to have a broken black man, you have to destroy them as children. If you want future acceptance of whatever propaganda that you have to start working on their minds at 5 years old, at 4 years old. So that's why they have these dudes dressed up as clowns coming through in these elementary schools having reading time while you dressed up like RuPaul. So it's really like, oh my God, little kids, their brains are forming. And how come we act as if we've never taken a biology class in our lives or a psychology class that says the most important years of the formulation of a brain is for children is from what, 3 to 10 or 3 to 7? They can learn anything because their brains have not been polluted with what we've been polluted with as grown people. Self-doubt, fears, and all that stuff, and other things that distract them. All they're doing is absorbing information. You can teach a 4-year-old about 5 foreign languages because they don't have any fear, any block. That's why you should teach children to swim when they're little. Y'all been noticing how they got babies out there, 4 and 5 months old, 6 months old, swimming their ass off, holding their breath? They can do that because they have not formulated fear and self-doubt. So, having said that, that's why the gay community, LGBTQ, they go with the children. Because what children do is absorb information. Kevin Matthews says it's already going on in Europe. Expressions in the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah. And black Americans actually, we just go along to get along. We don't question anything. Y'all see all this, our community looks so wild and weird. And then when we get into the chemicals in the foods, and then we as grown people sit back and we watch these television programs like P-Valley, Lovecraft Country, Watchmen, all these shows, and I hear grown-ass black dudes be on internet, on Facebook, man, this show good. You mean when the 2 dudes was butt fucking? You mean that? 2 dudes tongue kissing? That was cool? Oh yeah, right, bro. Yeah, cut it out, man. You know, women will fall for anything they think is emotional. But shame on them, too. Because first thing they'll do is say when they can't find a man, all these men are gay, down low, in jail. But you support it every day, sister. LGBT behavior. You support it every day. So, but anyway. Let me get to this. And we can have a discussion after this, or I'll just call it a night after I read this. Here we go. The HomosexualManifesto, this has parentheses here, it says, you did not hear about this because it was not written by Catholic priests. And it has become fact and the American way, in quotes, as promulgated by the United States Supreme Court, as manipulated by the gay cult and incorrigible liberal loons of the entropic press and media. Okay. Documentation of the homosexual agenda. And the title is HomosexualManifesto by Michael Swift. And this is in quotes, Gay Revolutionary. Reprinted from the Congressional Record of the United States Congress. First printed in Gay Community News, February 15th to the 21st in 1987. And it's all like, this is just a whole speech that this person is giving. So it's in quotes all over. It says, "We shall sodomize your sons, emblems of your feeble masculinity, of your shallow dreams and vulgar lies. We shall seduce them in your schools, in your dormitories, in your gymnasiums, in your locker rooms, in your sports arenas, in your seminaries, in your youth groups, in your movie theater bathrooms, in your army bunkhouses, in your truck stops, in your all-male clubs, in your houses of Congress, whenever men are with other men, with men together. Whenever men are with men together. Your sons shall become our minions and do our bidding. They will be recast in our image. They will come to crave us and adore us. Women, you cry for freedom. You say you're no longer satisfied with men. They make you unhappy. We, connoisseurs of the masculine face, the masculine physique, shall take your men from you then. We will amuse them. We will instruct them. We will embrace them when they weep. Women, you say you wish to live with each other instead of with men. Then go and be with each other. We shall give your men pleasures they have never known, because we are foremost men too, and only one man knows how to please another man. Only one man can understand the depth and feeling, the mind and the body of another man. All laws banning homosexual activity will be revoked." Let me say that again. All laws banning homosexual activity will be revoked. Instead, legislation shall be passed which engenders love between men. All homosexuals must stand together as brothers. We must be united artistically, philosophically, socially, politically, and financially. We will triumph only when we present a common face to the vicious heterosexual enemy. If you dare to cry faggot, queer, fairy at us, we will stab you in your cowardly hearts and defile your dead puny bodies. We shall write poems of the love between men. We shall stage plays in which a man openly caresses a man. We shall make films about the love between heroic men, which will replace the cheap, superficial, sentimental, insipid, juvenile, heterosexual infatuations presently dominating your cinema screens. We shall sculpt statues of beautiful young men, of bold athletes, which will be placed in your parks, your squares, your plazas. The museums of the world will be filled only with paintings of graceful naked lads. Our writers and artists will make love between men fashionable and de rigueur, and we will succeed because we are adept in setting styles. We will eliminate heterosexual liaisons through usage of the redeeming of the rainbow, 203 devices of wit and ridicule, devices which are skilled in employing. We will unmask the powerful homosexual who masquerade as heterosexuals. The downloads. You will be shocked and frightened when you find that your presidents and their sons, your industrialists, your senators, your mayors, your generals, your athletes, your film stars, your television personalities, your civic leaders, your priests are not the safe, familiar, bourgeois, heterosexual figures you assumed them to be. We are everywhere. We have infiltrated your ranks. Be careful when you speak of homosexuals, because we're always among you. We might be sitting across the desk from you. We might be sleeping in the same bed with you. There will be no compromises. We are not middle-class weaklings, highly intelligent. We are the natural aristocrats of the human race, and steely-minded aristocrats never settle for less. Those who oppose us will be exiled. We shall raise vast private armies as Mishima did to defeat you. We shall conquer the world because warriors inspired by and banded together by homosexual love and honor are invincible, as were the ancient Greek soldiers. The family unit spawning grounds of lies, betrayals, mediocrity, hypocrisy, and violence will be abolished. The family unit, which only dampens imagination and curbs free will, must be eliminated. Let me say it again. The family unit spawning grounds of lies, betrayals, mediocrity, hypocrisy, and violence will be abolished. The family unit, which only dampens imaginations and curbs free will, must be eliminated. Perfect boys will be conceived and grown in the genetic laboratory. They will be bonded together in communal setting under the control of instruction of homosexual savants. All churches who condemn us will be closed. Our only gods are handsome young men. We will adhere to a code of beauty, moral, and aesthetic. All that is ugly and vulgar and banal will be annihilated. Since we are alienated from middle-class heterosexual conventions, we are free to live our lives according to the dictates of the pure imagination. For us, too much is not enough. The exquisite society to emerge will be governed by an elite comprised, let me say it again, the exquisite society to emerge will be governed by an elite comprised of gay poets. One of the major requirements for a position of power in the new society of homoeroticism will be indulgence in the Greek passion. Any man contaminated with heterosexual lust will be automatically barred from a position of influence. All males who insist on remaining stupid heterosexual will be tried in homosexual courts of justice and will become invisible men. We shall rewrite history. History filled with and debased with their heterosexual lies and distortions. We shall portray the homosexuality of the great leaders and thinkers who have shaped the world. We will demonstrate that homosexuality and intelligence and imagination are inextricably linked. And homosexuality is a requirement for true nobility and true beauty in a man. We shall be victorious because we are fueled with the ferocious bitterness of the oppressed who have been forced to play seemingly big parts in your dumb heterosexual shows throughout the ages. We are too capable of firing guns and manning the barricades of the ultimate revolution. Tremble, hetero wine, when we appear before you without our masks. And here's what else? A little something here in parentheses. Say that you have never read. This gay cult constitution before is pure evil from newsrooms and journalists everywhere. It says number 2 before you act. The Homosexual Manifesto disguised as help yet to be fulfilled for minor attractions persons or maps. No doubt the fucking U.S. Supreme Court will soon reread the Homosexual Manifesto and follow its directions once again. If you like to get your own copy and look at it and read it better than me, that's cool. I just thought I'd put this up here and let y'all see this. There's some notes up here I wrote on the side here, talking about NAMBLA and SB 14. This is supposed to be, thank you, Mary Max. SB 145 is supposedly, reportedly, a bill in California's legislature that's about to be passed. And supposedly they passed it. SB 145. Governor Newsom allegedly signed this into law, meaning that they won't put people on who commit sexual aggressions towards folks. They get convicted. They won't be put on the sex offenders registered list. And I guess that includes when grown people have sex with children under the age of 17. And, well, I mean, y'all heard the stories where these businessmen go all over the world, Thailand, Bangkok, all this stuff, and some beaches in Africa, with all these places are poor, where they have sex with 8, 9, 6, 4, 3-year-old boys and girls. Most of these people come from these European countries like France, Portugal, Spain, all over. They go all these businessmen in America. They go all over the world to live out their child fetishes or their pedophilia, and it's across America too. They call them having pizza parties or something like that. But anyway, I don't want to go too far into that. But it says here, reportedly in Forbes magazine, October 2010, Mark Zuckerberg. Well, anyway. But anyway, that's why I went live, so I can share this with y'all, and please share this live. Maybe you can go on and look this up. It's called the HomosexualManifesto. Look up what's his name? Michael Swift, SWIFT, gay revolutionary, and you'll find the same document. Just check it out. I'm sure Rico, that's homophobic. No, it isn't. I'm just reading what they say it's gonna do, and guess what? We live in 2021. Y'all don't think this stuff has popped off? Let's see. Kevin said, when is the next space shuttle leaving this planet? I don't know. It's up to Bezos. That's some shit for you. He said, you said Bangkok? That won't be happening. Well, they've been all over the place, these little paradises where people are poor, and they go in. David says, salute. We gotta leave, but we'll connect. Cool, brother. You know how you hit me up on that duo. It's cool. Or send me something through Messenger. We exchange numbers and we'll make that happen. And Cedric, I want to hear your story as well. So, any questions or comments about anything I just read, y'all? Because I don't have to stay on all night unless y'all, and let this be just a standalone topic, because y'all know how I can go into other topics and stuff. So, any questions or comments about anything I have read? Well, in the meantime, don't forget to let somebody know, because a lot of y'all already know, but I'm sure some folks who've kind of been living under a rock, that I have this short story that I talk about, where it's called The Greatest Pain I Ever Felt, Conversation with My Absent Biological Father Who Never Wanted to Be Found. It's only $10. Cash App your boy, $Rico the Opinionist. It's on this Facebook page as well as on my YouTube channel in the description box. Check it out and check out the story about when I found out about my dad at 22 years old and got to meet him for the first time at 39. You can be privy to that conversation. So, but in the meantime, thank you those who decided to chime in and hear what I had to say tonight. More likely I have some more topics in the morning, and y'all can kind of figure it out. I usually go on around between 8:15 and 8:30 in the morning, because I go running first and get that cardio in. Around 8:15, 8:30, I think, because I've been timing it. I think around 8:15, 8:30 is when I usually go live in the morning. So, but anyway, y'all be cool. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk again in the future. Peace, y'all.